Syria ran one of the most oppressive police states in the Middle East during 5 decades of Assad family rule. Syrians have flocked to the infamous prisons where the Assad regime is estimated to have held tens of thousands of detainees, desperately looking for their loved ones. Some have been released alive, others were identified among the dead, and thousands more have not yet been found. After the overthrow of the Assad regime, the people are finding and punishing the officials who oppressed them. Another image has been circulating on social networks about this. Someone is caught again and is publicly beaten and taken away. It's claimed to be a former Assad officer or something. Nevertheless, mob rule is not a healthy state for society. Recall, Syria's Islamist rebel leader vowed to pursue former senior government officials responsible for torture and war crimes, a day after he began talks on the transfer of power following President Bashar al-Assad's ouster. Assad fled Syria as the Islamist-led opposition alliance swept into the capital Damascus, bringing a spectacular end on Sunday to 5 decades of brutal rule by his clan. He oversaw a crackdown on a democracy movement that erupted in 2011, sparking a war that killed at least 500,000 people and forced half the country to flee their homes, millions of them finding refuge abroad. We will not hesitate to hold accountable the criminals, murderers, security and army officers involved in torturing the Syrian people, rebel leader Abu Muhammad al-Golani, now using his real name Ahmed al-Shara, said in a statement on Telegram. We will offer rewards to anyone who provides information about senior army and security officers involved in war crimes, he said, adding the incoming authorities would seek the return of officials who have fled abroad.
اللي بعده يلا اللي بعده شباب هاي جبل يا شباب.
What's your name?
An American man has been found near Syrian capital Damascus after being set free from the jail as rebels ousted Bashar al-Assad's regime on Sunday. The man, identifying himself as Travis Timmerman, said he was arrested 7 months ago after entering Syria on a pilgrimage to capital Damascus. Prior to that, he was in Europe. The 29-year-old American went missing in Hungary in May. Timmerman explained that 2 men armed with a hammer broke his prison door on Monday. My door was busted down, it woke me up. I thought the guards were still there, so I thought the warfare could have been more active than it ended up being. Once we got out, there was no resistance, there was no real fighting, Timmerman told NBC on Thursday. In an interview with local media, Timmerman said he was not tortured during his time in prison but heard other people, especially young men, being tortured by prison guards. Timmerman also clarified that he was not the American journalist Austin Tice who went missing in Syria years ago. Syrian rebels have freed thousands of prisoners from government's prisons after ending long-lasting regime of President Bashar al-Assad over the weekend.
So everybody's telling you that you're Austin Tice. They thought that you're Austin Tice first. Did you know about the case of Austin Tice before you were imprisoned?
No.
No. Because he's been imprisoned for 12 years. You've never heard of that?
No.
And what's your work? What did you do? Why did you enter Syria?
I came on a religious pilgrimage. I'm a Christian.
في رحلة دينية. أتيت إلى سوريا في رحلة دينية. تمام. I'm just saying this for the TV because we broadcast in Arabic. And how did they treat you in the prison?
Well, it was okay. I was fed, I was watered. The one difficulty was that I couldn't go to the bathroom when I wanted to, and so I had to wait on that. I was only let out 3 times a day to go to the bathroom. Other than that, I was not beaten, and the guards treated me decently.
Did you hear any kinds of any kind of torture voices in the prison?
Yes.
You used to hear that?
Yes, daily.
Daily.
Can you describe that?
Um,
Is it women, men, children?
no,
What did
no,
you hear?
I never heard a woman beaten, and I was paying attention to that myself. It did not happen. It's mostly young men.
Young men? Were they screaming? Did you hear them
No,
getting hit?
well,
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين. الصحفي الأمريكي لحد الآن لا نعلم ما هو اسمه، عثر عليه الأخ موسى أحد أبناء ذيابية، حارس في البلدية في الساعات الأولى من فجر هذا اليوم. عثر على هذا الشخص الأمريكي وهو مطلوب لأمريكا بعد فقدانه لمدة 7 أعوام في سجون النظام الفاجر الذين كانوا يعذبونه في سيدنايا وأقبل سيدنايا. هذا الصحفي الآن في بلدة ديابية وهو في أمان بين أهلها، وتلقى مننا المعاملة الحسنة، وأتينا بالطبيب وعالجه، والحمد لله رب العالمين كشف على صحته تمام وما في أحلى منها. أخونا موسى هو الذي وجده بالبساتين.
حافي القدمين حتى
كان عاري وحافي القدمين. رسالة حتى تصل إلى جميع العالم بأن هذا الرجل كان عند الإجرام وعند عصابات الأسد الذين لا يعترفون لا بالإنسانية ولا بحقوق الإنسان ولا بشيء. الحمد لله الرجل بأمان، ونحن ننتظر الآن الجهات الرسمية تيجي تستلمه مننا، وإن شاء الله يوصل عند أهله لأمريكا بسلام وبخير، والحمد لله.
الحمد لله على سلامته.
هاي التاريخ، قول التاريخ. 12/12/2024.
Presidential transitions of power can be awkward. And this time is no different. President-elect Donald Trump doesn't think much of Joe Biden's foreign policy record. He frequently casts the outgoing Democratic president as a feckless leader who shredded American credibility around the world in his 4-year term. But a funny thing has happened on Trump's way back to the White House. The two leaders' national security teams have come to an understanding that they have no choice but to work together as conflicts in Gaza, Syria and Ukraine has left a significant swath of the world on a knife's edge. It's fuzzy how much common ground Biden and Trump's teams have found as they negotiate the trio of volatile foreign policy crises, each that threaten to cause even more upheaval just as Trump is settling back into the White House. But amid the hectoring of Biden, Trump team officials acknowledge that the Biden White House has worked diligently to keep the Trump team apprised and help ensure that there is a smooth handoff on national security matters.
This peaceful transfer of power is one of the hallmarks of a true democracy.
But President Bush's team could not have been more professional or more gracious in making sure we had a smooth transition.
You know, let's just watch this happen. It'll be over soon and we'll be ready for the transition.